going back to the turning on the cheap theme a little bit, sort of. I've got this, I mean, seriously, what can you do with a piece of wood like this? Well, not a whole lot. I think this is Osage orange, but I'm not sure. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a wall hanger out of it. A two-piece wall hanger that I'll glue together somehow, but after I got it turned. But see, it's just weird shape. So what do? Well, I'm going to put it on the bandsaw, and I'm going to cut it in half. And then we'll take each piece to the lathe one at a time and see what we can do with it. I mean, it may not even turn out. It may be an utter failure. So come along with me and let's see what we can do. Well, that didn't go as planned, but that's okay. You know, these things happen. Things don't always go according to plan. So what you do is you improvise. So I'm gonna make another cut. Try to hold this closer to the fence. So now I have several pieces to work with. Instead of having two pieces, I ended up with four. I'm not sure if I'll do anything with this one. I might. I know what I can do, or there's something I can do with this, so I will. And also something with these two. I'm going to start with this one, and this piece will basically be the base piece that all the others are glued around. I have a vision. It's a weird one, but I have a vision. So let me get all of these prepped for the lathe, and we'll come back and see what I can do. Okay, so first thing I'm going to do, got my hot glue gun ready. I'm going to glue this down to this piece of Corian, and I'm going to run this through my drum sander and get this level. Then I'll be able to glue this to a plate that I can turn. I've got it shimmed up over on this side because I've got this relatively level, I think. So I will put a couple of dabs of glue here. It don't need much, just enough to hold it in place. Now I'll let that set up for a little while. When I'm ready, I'll run it through my drum sander and get this smooth. I'll show you the after effects when it's done. And then I will repeat the process somewhat for all the rest of these pieces. I want one flat surface that I can glue to my plate so that I can turn it. I'm going to do some off-center turning on these, and you'll see. I have a vision in my head. Whether or not it comes out worth a hoot is anybody else's guess. All right. I've got the first of 5 pieces mounted to the lathe. I have a backer back here because this is thinner than I want to get with it. I just want to protect it as much as I can. What I want to do first is kind of level this off. I've got a high point over here that I want to take down so that it mimics some of this other. So that's where we're going to start. See, and y'all thought I was just going to mount this between centers and run with it. And I started to. And then I had a better idea. So I'm going to put my face shield on and see what I can do with this.
So make sure to stay out of the fire, because I don't want it.
This is some pretty hard stuff. It's dry Osage orange. I'll try my 40-40 gouge. Well, woo-hoo! I knocked it off the glue block. I guess I took too big a bite. Oh, and I blew this apart. Knocked this off the glue block as well. Knocked this off the glue block. Okay, back to the drawing board. And I got to find the other piece of this. I don't know where it went. When I get everything all situated, I'll come back. Okay, I've got this faced off and it's flat. I have this resurfaced and it's flat. So what we're going to do now is put me some glue on it. Spin it around good, get the grain running the same direction, and then clamp it up. And I will, for maximum strength, obviously, leave this to set overnight. And then when I come back tomorrow, I'll remount my piece and we'll see what we can do. It was hanging on here by this little bit right here. So I had this little bit of wood holding it together. And I don't know if you can see all of the bug dew in here and in here, but I didn't notice these bug trails. I saw a bug trail, but I didn't realize that on this side it was 3/8 of an inch wide, and on this side it was 1.5 inches. So the bugs had eaten most of this away, and I had a little bit of a bark inclusion right here holding this together. So it was basically only held together in two places. So what I have to do, but there's some really pretty figure in this, so I don't want to lose it. I just have to figure out if I want to turn these in two separate pieces. While I'm waiting on this to dry overnight, let me do some figuring on this and see what I want to do. I'll come back tomorrow and we'll pick up where we left off, except it won't be in pieces again or anymore, or, well, it will, but, well, you know what I mean. Okay, got it mounted back up well enough, I hope. Time to put my face shield back on and see how much damage we can do. Well, I said I hope. Okay, I'm going to give the hot glue, I've got hot glue on the back side of this. I'm going to give that some time to cure before I go to the next step. Every now and then there comes a time when traditional methods and tools just won't do the trick. This is one of those times. So enter the rotary gouge. I've turned the speed down a little bit. No faster than I can turn it. There's just too much air there, which means I'm just going to have to pretty much shape it by hand. That came out exactly like I wanted it. So I'm at the point now where all I'm going to do is sand this up, and we'll call these pieces done. But Billy, what are you doing? I have no idea. I have, like I said, I have a vision in mind. I don't know if it's going to be successful or not, but I think it will. Alright, that's 240. I think that's enough. Now I'll go prepare the next piece for turning. Okay, got the next one mounted. I went ahead and gave some slope to this so that it wouldn't catch so bad and want to try to tear out. Time to sharpen. This is doing pretty good. I just need to sharpen it up. Okay, I did some carving on this one. Und now we sand it. Anyway, this is the same process as the first. When I get it sanded and I get the next piece mounted up for turning, I'll come back. Got another piece on. Got this one a little bit different. So let's see what happens. I'm trying to get this to sweep down to that, so I'll just keep at it. Almost there. Okay, so this piece is trash. Another piece, here we go. I'm throwing pieces, but I don't really care too much. Okay, got one more piece to do. Last one. I'm not going to do much to this one at all. And I'm going to sand it up. And the reason is because I flattened this one on both sides in my drum sander, so it just really isn't necessary. Take it to the workbench, pop this off, and start working on putting it together. Okay, I've cut a backer right here. It was already black, but it wasn't dark enough for my liking, so I dyed it black with India ink. I'm gonna let this dry overnight. And in the morning when I come out, we'll put all the pieces together. And then I will burn my logo on the back and put a hanger on it. Well, I'll put all the pieces together and then I'm gonna finish it. I've decided I'm gonna put 2 coats of seal coat shellac on it. I'm gonna hit it with 2 coats of that and let that dry good. So I'll come back tomorrow. Okay, I've got these in place on the backer. I glued them down with some 5-minute epoxy. I'm going to give it 10-15 minutes to set up really well. Then I will start applying the shellac. And when that's ready, I'll come back. Okay, it's been sitting actually about 45 minutes. Got my logo burned in the bottom. I think 2 coats will be enough. I'm going to get it down in here good. It looks even better than I envisioned, honestly. I mean, it really does. And I'll let this dry for a half hour or so, and I'll put one more coat on it. Look at the figure right here, and right here, and right here. So much character. Holy cow. It's beautiful. I mean, it's just absolutely beautiful. I'll come back when I'm ready for the second coat. Okay, here it is. I think it looks pretty cool. What do you think? It's got nice shine. 4 coats of shellac on it. There's chatoyance in this like crazy in some places. And curl. It's got all kinds of figure. I like the spiraling touch in this corner right here. I think it's cool. It's just a little something. I had that wonky piece of Osage orange that you really couldn't do anything else with. So I put it on the bandsaw, and there were some oopses and some failures along the way. But all in all, I'm very happy with what I ended up with. Nice little wall hanger. It's not real light, but it's not terribly heavy either. For my next video, I'm planning another hybrid piece. I'm going to do a Christmas ornament out of half of this piece of cherry. Like I said, it's going to be a hybrid. I'm going to scroll some of it, and I'm going to turn some of it. So we'll see what happens. In the meantime, here are some stills of this project.